Ah, the bang-bang sounds of fireworks in the sky over the nation's capital, accompanied by the vocal stylings of Katy Perry. What a way to open our July 4th themed podcast. Of course, technically that wasn't a July 4th, it was a January 20th. And, well, equally technically, it wasn't Independence Day at all. It was Inauguration Day, 2021, for President Joe Biden. But still, in this Independence Day episode of C-SPAN's The Weekly, we keep our feet on the ground and reach for the stars and connect presidents down here to fireworks up there. After all, you just heard Katy Perry encourage us to own the night like the 4th of July, 'cause baby, you're a firework.
In 1776, John Adams predicted in a letter to his wife that every year the people of the United States would joyously celebrate their nation's independence with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations. From one end of the continent, he said, to the other. Well, tomorrow on the 4th, it is easy to predict that the festivities and merriment that Adams saw will be apparent throughout, or foresaw, will be apparent throughout the width and breadth of our country.
You heard President Reagan cite John Adams predicting that America would celebrate Independence Day with illuminations. For this 4th of July, let's hear more presidents talk about illuminations, or as we like to call them here at C-SPAN's The Weekly Capitol Hill Studios, fireworks. On July 3, 1991, President George H.W. Bush led a Medal of Freedom ceremony at the White House. His administration was still basking in the glow of America's military victory in the Persian Gulf War. President Bush gave medals to two leading figures in Operation Desert Storm, General Norman Schwarzkopf and General Colin Powell. But first, since it was the day before the 4th of July, President Bush talked fireworks.
Tomorrow, all across this country, Americans will celebrate the birth of our nation, a day of fireworks and family and parades, and I know many of us are going to participate. I'm looking forward to a small town parade and then another one in Michigan in the afternoon. And it'll be a great 4th of July. But I think this year, these festivities take on a very special significance as we properly celebrate the safe return of our sons and daughters from the Gulf. And we honor those who have fallen in the cause of freedom.
A few days later, July 9th, 1991, President Bush was still thinking fireworks and was still thinking about the victory in the Persian Gulf, and thus this rhetorical sparkler soaring over the Saudi skies.
Last week, Mount Rushmore at its dedication, Americans celebrating their nation and their fighting forces. And here in Washington, we enjoyed an incredible fireworks display last Thursday, a spectacle surpassed perhaps only by the red glare of those Patriot missiles over Israel and Saudi Arabia.
Presidents put their own flair on fireworks. In 1991, President Bush mentioned fireworks, then looked up to the sky. He lost re-election a year later. For his 4th of July radio address in 1996, President Bill Clinton, in the midst of his successful re-election campaign, mentioned fireworks, then looked down to his plate.
Good morning. This holiday weekend, we celebrate America's birthday and the values that hold us together as a community and a country. It's a time for family and fun, for games and fireworks and backyard barbecues. Tonight, smoke will curl over homes on nearly every block as millions of families gather around the grill for the most American of meals, hamburgers and hot dogs and barbecued chicken. Today, I want to talk to you about the steps we're taking to make sure the food we cook in backyard barbecues is safe and wholesome.
That's right, not fireworks safety, food safety. But that same year, on July 2nd, 1996, in front of the Washington Monument, C-SPAN did cover a presentation on fireworks safety with a menacing message about the scarier side of fireworks frivolity.
Good morning. I'm Ann Brown, Chairman of the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Every year, Americans across the country celebrate the 4th of July by attending parades, barbecuing at cookouts, and proudly displaying our American flag. The highlight of our holiday comes as we watch the fireworks together at our hometown shows or as we light fireworks at private shows in our own backyards. But every year, there is another 4th of July that we don't see. Every year, hospital emergency rooms treat fireworks-related injuries, such as burns, blindings, and amputations. Fireworks can add fun and excitement to a holiday celebration, but fireworks can also turn a backyard celebration into a rush to the emergency room.
For Independence Day in 2006, President George W. Bush, in his radio address, worked in both a mention of illuminations and fireworks.
In 1776, John Adams predicted to his wife Abigail that America's Independence Day would be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. He wrote that this anniversary should be commemorated with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore. Since then, generations of Americans have done just that. Each year, we look forward to the family gatherings and the grand celebrations that take place across the nation on the 4th of July. And amid the music and barbecues and fireworks, we give thanks for our freedom, and we honor the bravery and sacrifices of all those who have made that freedom possible.
President Barack Obama has a unique connection to the 4th of July. It's the birthday of his daughter Malia, born in 1998. Here's Obama's first Independence Day as president, July 4th, 2009, at the White House with servicemen and their families.
We simply want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your extraordinary service to our country. We're joined in that sentiment by Vice President Joe Biden, who, as many of you know, is marking Independence Day with troops in Iraq, and Jill Biden, who's spending it with military families in Germany. I should say that there's also one girl in particular who's just thrilled that all of you are here, and that is Malia Obama, because this happens to be her birthday as well. When she was younger, I used to say that all these fireworks were for her. I'm not sure she still buys that, but even if this backyard is a little bit unique, our gathering tonight is not so different from gatherings that are taking place all across the country.
President Donald Trump was big on fireworks. We know that because he said so at a January 15, 2020 event at the White House. In this clip, you'll hear him mention Kristi Noem, the Republican governor of South Dakota, home to Mount Rushmore.
By the way, Kristi, thank you for being here. I didn't know you were going to be here. Thank you. Stand up. We're going to do a big fireworks display, right? Mount Rushmore. We're going over. I think I'm going to try and be there on July 4th. So the governor called. She ran a great race, a tough race. I was a tough competitor you had, right? A big star. But she was a bigger star, it turned out, Lindsay. But she said, do you think we can get fireworks back at Mount Rushmore? I said, why? They haven't been there for 20 years. I said, why? Environmental reasons. I said, you mean you can't have fireworks because of the environment? Yeah, environmental reasons. I said, what can burn? It's stone. You know, it's stone. It's ground. So nobody knew why. They just said environmental reasons. So I called up our people, and within about 15 minutes, we got it approved, and you're going to have your first big fireworks display at Mount Rushmore, and I'll try and get out there if I can, okay? Right?
Trump did try and succeeded in getting out there, Mount Rushmore, for July 4th, 2020.
There could be no better place to celebrate America's independence than beneath this magnificent, incredible, majestic mountain and monument to the greatest Americans who have ever lived. Today we pay tribute to the exceptional lives and extraordinary legacies of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt. I am here as your president to proclaim before the country and before the world, this monument will never be desecrated. These heroes will never be defaced. Their legacy will never, ever be destroyed. Their achievements will never be forgotten. And Mount Rushmore will stand forever as an eternal tribute to our forefathers and to our freedom.
And then they did have fireworks, lots of them. Joe Biden had fireworks at the Democratic National Convention in Delaware on August 20th, 2020, the day he was officially nominated for president. 7 days later, after President Trump spoke at the Republican National Convention, fireworks above the White House. Donald Trump had strong opinions on fireworks at conventions, as we learned from remarks he made in Mobile, Alabama on December 16, 2016, when he talked about the Democratic Convention.
I don't know if you saw they had the most beautiful stage. In fact, I wanted to swap stages with them around midway through. I wanted to maybe swap. You know, they had that beautiful picture of the country and magnificent. You know, they spent $7 million on fireworks, and they knew something was wrong. One of their people, who's a high-level guy, said, "We made a big mistake. We made a big mistake. We're going to lose." And he was telling that to people. And I felt we were going to win. But then all of a sudden they canceled their fireworks a weekend, and I said, because you know what I found? Fireworks just don't work when you lose. Do you agree with it? Did you ever see one of your football teams, when they lose, have fireworks in the stadium? No. No, it's called depression. But they canceled their fireworks, and then just to be cute, we sent an offer in. We offered to buy their fireworks for 5 cents on the dollar. But they had a very good company, Grucci or something. Grucci. They had a great company going to do their fireworks. We offered to buy it for 5 cents on the dollar. We never heard back from them.
Which brings us to our 4th of July fireworks bonus clip. And back to where it all started, illuminations, and the vice president. This time, though, the vice president isn't John Adams. It's Mike Pence. And it's not 1776, it's 2020, a naturalization ceremony at the White House. But for both Adams and Pence, all the talk about illuminations came 2 days before Independence Day.
You may not know that 244 years ago today was also a momentous day. July the 2nd, 1776, was actually the day that a man who would become our first vice president said that we'd be celebrating our independence. You may not have actually known this, but it was on July the 2nd, 1776, that Congress actually declared independence by adopting a resolution. And John Adams, our first vice president, I'm partial to vice presidents, actually wrote in a letter to his wife Abigail, quote, "The second day of July, 1776 will be the most memorable epoch in the history of America." He said, "I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations with great anniversary festivals, with pomp and parade, shows and games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations." Well, actually, we celebrate that 2 days from now, but now you're a part of the great and storied history of July the 2nd. So welcome.
That's it for this episode of C-SPAN's The Weekly. A reminder, you can do your own searches in the C-SPAN video library. Just go to cspan.org and use the search bar on top. Search for more 4th of July events, more fireworks, even more Katy Perry. Yes, she's in there too. You'll find the results to be, well, illuminating. Thanks for listening, and happy searching.